Alright. Welcome back to another stream of Disco Elysium with our very first playthrough and of course the viewer influence, and we are going to continue here with the second day of the investigation, and there's a few things we can do here. One is we can upgrade our level, or we could just upgrade the amount of thoughts we have. Let's see. It's not really anything that I can incorporate. It's like new, I guess. So I guess it's time to definitely level up some of our stats here. Just a question of what. I mean, upgrading physical instrument further could be good. You know, we need to find a way to basically get rid of the bodyguard in front of a gate where the riot is happening. And I feel like this might be our best chance of getting past him, just like smack him out. So I'm gonna make my physical prowess a bit stronger here. Also 1 second. All right. Ah yeah, this is new, I think. A photo of a happy couple. Imagine this was like a photo of Harry back then, when he was still happy. Alright, but yeah, we talked to the... Is it like a mafia boss over here? Was very well connected, it seems. And I guess we're gonna go and try to find some new suspects here.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
The radio is emitting strange buzzing sounds. Oh, didn't want to go out here. Looked like there was something to interact with, but I guess not. Book La Fumée. Okay. Someone left a coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked. is a Dewey typewriter. The modern name is on the back. Every worker, member of a board, is written at the top of the flyers.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Right, let's try volition here. Force yourself to go through the folders.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everard's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everard's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs? Booze? Blood?
Borscht? Borscht to me sounds like the dish that's usually served in like Eastern Europe.
People need me!
Yes, they do need you. Testicles. Hey, the Zomb, welcome in, dude. How's it going? But yeah, so borscht is actually a dish that you can, for example, find in Poland or the Czech Republic, another part of Eastern Europe, which is like a stew pretty much with like, how would you say, like kraut, I guess. Kraut and meat, kind of like soup, maybe.
Citizen!
But you can put many different things in it. It's definitely quite variable depending on what you have at home, maybe. You had no clue what to expect with that sound effect. Yeah, it's basically just like a random selection of different NPC quotes. So it's difficult to expect anything specific. Hey Vaora, welcome in, citizen. And thank you for the luck. I hope you're having a nice day.
Remember, Leo, all items on the hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions
Youth
stand
is a
out.
state of mind.
Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara.
Youth is a state of mind. Another quote from one of the Origins, Assassin's Creed Origins NPCs, which is Hilaros. He's one of the former champions of the Crocodilopolis arena, who probably has his better days behind him, which is why he embraces the youth is a state of mind mindset so much.
And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol, Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
Anything interesting?
You already went through all of these. The drawer slides shut smoothly.
We need office shades. These were stuffed away in the Dockworkers Union office. They're perfect for scribbling down paperwork when the sun tries to get in your way. Good for staring down suspects too. I'm just gonna get rid of my head for now. I think I had enough of it for now. Been wearing it for like most of the playthrough at this point. Ah yeah. Can I now get back inside here? Can. That's cool. Good to know. I'm doing very well, thank you for asking, Zomb. Just a bit tired, been like a long day. But yeah, I'm glad to be back with some Disco Elysium. Making some progress. Plus at this point with the game, like on the second day, it opens up a lot more. So I'm looking forward to see where the story's headed now that I'm like a bit more in charge of what I can be doing.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Why not with the Hardy Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
But you're all part of the union?
The Hardy Manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism. Finance is an alien concept to the Similes. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the company of my woman.
Ever told you to help us get the body down from a tree?
So it was. You surmounted the harbor wall in a display of athletic prowess to reach my superior. Then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, and I will remove the body from the tree with my bare hands.
Well, then chop chop. Do it.
You're so noble, Measurehead.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone needs to be you. Both of you.
Huh, that's cool. So, I could have knocked him out, I guess, maybe to get past him, but this might do as well. That is, if we come back in time for him to come back.
That would mean you're openly showing the people that you're taking the union's side.
Oh. Thought it was more like, yeah, we're just gonna use it as a chance to get, you know, inside a place. Lieutenant, what if we don't want to do that?
This is the uncomfortable result of not taking it on ourselves. I can live with a compromise.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there must be another way to get the body down. I don't really want to take any sides here, honestly. I want to stay neutral as much as I can. I want to get overly political or like take a stance on either side here. I'm just, you know, doing my job of trying to solve a murder.
Listen to your little friend. He is wise in his childlike way. His mysterious race may yet prove fierce competition to my heroic haplogroup.
Been playing any horror games this month? Not really, honestly. Yeah, no, haven't played anything horror. I watched some horror stuff, though. For example, well, it's a bit more of a comedy, horror comedy, like a bit trashy. But yesterday we actually watched Shaun of the Dead. If you ever seen that movie. It's like a mid-2000s UK movie about like a zombie apocalypse, but more like making fun of it in some ways. In a way, it actually becomes more realistic than most of the zombie movies out there. In many ways. But yeah, that's one I definitely enjoyed rewatching because I've only had it seen once before. And not too long ago, we also watched The Conjuring, the first one, which I also quite liked. What about you, Zomb? Have you been playing any horror games? Wait, that means showing everyone that we're taking orders from the Union.
Yes, that is precisely what it means, homunculus. This is not going to happen any other way.
Yeah, I don't want to take any sides here, so I'm not gonna do this.
Fine. Goodbye. Return to your degeneracy.
I do wonder when I get the chance again to try to knock him down. I could just try to trigger some dialogues again that I already triggered to see if I might get to the point of like using my physical prowess. Hey, the blonde, welcome in. And how's it going? You played any percent on Control, and you're in the midst of a playthrough of favorite Dark Pictures game, Devil and Me. Very nice, Zomb. I remember you mentioning that's one game you're especially looking forward to replaying. It looked pretty fun when I watched Rod play a bit of it in the last couple of days. I definitely like the concept behind the supermassive games. But yeah, some settings of course might be more interesting or like attractive. Players.
There is nothing funky about them. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have.
There must be some friction there. He's keeping it well hidden, however.
Mr. Also, to serve is noble. It takes this.
He looks toward the harbor. True. That is a noble cranium.
Correct.
I guess I don't have the option yet to try to knock him down again.
I think this racist is better than the last, but the next racist will be the really good one. There always is.
Race is reality.
Okay, I guess there's no option here to take him down at the moment. We'll talk to this fella again. He's also apparently connection to the guy who's well connected here. honestly ridiculous horror comedy. Have I seen or heard of a movie Tusk? I don't think so, no? What's it about? So it's about like a walrus? I do like, trashy horror movies sometimes. Also like leaning into like, animal kind of like horror characters. Things like Sharknado and stuff. I used to watch that quite a lot like 10 years ago. Just for like pure entertainment. It's going quite good. Today has been a calm day. Very nice blonde teddy, that's great to hear. I'm glad you had a good and, relaxing day. It's essentially Human Centipede, but with a walrus. I gotcha. I mean, yeah, thank you for the recommendation. I'm sure, Levy wouldn't mind watching another kind of like trashy horror movie this month. And how was your day? My day has been pretty good, pretty busy and pretty long. So I'm definitely glad to be like, able to unwind a bit with this game. And also of course to make a bit more progress. But yeah, doing good overall, thank you for asking. As in one guy turned into walrus, I gotcha, yeah.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
Nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Everett said you have a key to the door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
Some whistleblowers, I think.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I'm not really doing this for political reasons.
Oh, so the none of the above type are you? I get it, I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the Whirling in Rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
This is a place if a guy doesn't let you through if you don't think the same as him. Pretty much, yeah, with a racist theory, kind of like bodyguard. Safe to say I don't really share the same sentiment for his racial theories, so I'm kind of like eyeing on building up my physical prowess so much that I'm just gonna knock him out or something. I'm gonna have to be quite strong to succeed with that, because that's a big fella.
Who he is and what they're fighting for? This is interesting.
You have a man in boots at the gates. Kuno said you know about the armor.
The little boy had a good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk Union man about some armor.
That's true, Blonde Teddy, yeah. Getting very lucky can go a long way. In our last session of this game, we got super lucky. We won every single dice roll. Even the ones with like, 9% chance or something.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
So Kuno used us to what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask.
He thinks, not yet. Better to get this business out of the way. Sweeter then.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
I mean, sure, let's try to find all of them.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
I might as well go the extra mile.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He is sincerely grateful he is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Any idea who killed the hanged man?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
He shakes his head solemnly.
The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
He seems pleased with himself. So how large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
Ah, yeah. The share, which is all of it. The bossman Evra, what can you tell me about him?
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing the union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway, and moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
Not you, you would like to say. But then there's that weasel door.
Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all.
It's more about like thought processes, you know? But yeah, I don't think he's thought this through too much. So if it was you, you'd whistle Pistol Peckin' Mama by King Crosby. But that's mainly because you got it in your head due to playing LA Noire. I gotcha, dude. That's one game I really look forward to playing, I have to say. I do like the approach to the investigation in the game, from what I've seen at least. And I really like that they've chosen to mesh facial expressions and mocap, I guess, together quite well.
Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
You shouldn't take what's not yours.
Then how can anything ever be mine? But that's okay. We don't have to agree. The prairie is wide enough for all of us.
Got the picture.
Sure thing.
A gust of wind blows through his hair.
What is this? News of the world? Talk about personal stuff. Get to know him.
Wait, I don't even know your name. Who are you?
Call me Mañana. I'm just a humble harbor worker for the past 6-7 years.
That's a sweet ass name.
A name worthy of the man who holds it, friend. Names are important.
So not a given name, I take it.
I'd say a real name is what most people call you.
He realizes something.
Now that we're getting so well acquainted, what's your name?
Be honest with him.
I think I might be Harry.
Harry. It's cool, but I'm sure you could come up with something even cooler.
Huh. Wow. So by having like a really high... I like that I have a -1 chance because I am Harry. But with a really high Inland Empire chance, which is basically like using your imagination, you could apparently change your name. But yeah, because we know that we're Harry, you know, we have that knowledge now, it actually lowers our chance further of giving us a new name and, you know, carrying it with conviction. But yeah, I'm gonna make this a viewer choice here, so it's gonna decide whether or not we will choose a new name or not. And, of course, if we will succeed.
The encroaching doom is golden red. It is inside you, but also outside, on the horizon, by the water's edge, innermost but yet to happen. Things make sense from that angle. You're Tequila Sunset. You have been Tequila Sunset for a long time now.
The name's Tequila Sunset.
Boyadero.
You see his eyes turn teary with appreciation. He is extremely happy for you.
He's very happy for me, huh? It's really funny having that like hype psyche level. You know, both having such a strong imagination that we can actually choose to be someone different. Yeah, Blondelli. Gotta love that outcome. And that I again, you know, succeeded in a dice roll. Yeah, shake his hand.
You receive a good, strong handshake in return.
You said Boyadero? Tell me about them.
A really cool guy.
It feels like there's an entire history behind the word. But it doesn't really matter. You got it. You know what it means.
Not knowingly.
He takes a swig from his flask, then offers you some.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I just go out. You know, if I have a chance to drink something like after the job or something, sure. But yeah, I do wanna play Harry in a way where he tries to get his, you know, shit together. And right now he doesn't strike me as a functioning alcoholic, but more as a, you know, someone with like heavy withdrawals in general when it comes to any substances. So I'm gonna be a bit more reserving on that.
And then we might go out together, which sounds fun. But I guess I have a strike to watch. So, anything else you wanted to discuss, Boyadero?
Imagine if everyone actually calls me Tequila Sunset now.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
Are you mercenary hired by the White Pines?
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that around here. You understand?
Or what? In the middle of like the protests, you know? As a leader? I'm sure you want to have everyone know that you're not really with a rebellion.
His neck muscles tense up. The veins on his neck bulge.
Be careful, he's holding it deep in, but there are things in there you don't want to meet. Say very quietly, is there a tribunal being convened by any chance?
Fuck it. Well,
He breathes out slowly, his giant chest deflating and his mouth slightly open.
how about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
The lieutenant says, his voice is soothing calm. He looks at you.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now. Somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push this, he's thinking. This is not the time.
Okay, let's back off then.
The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right-to-work dance back on. It's hard to do that when you want to beat a man into a pulp instead.
Physical instrument can relate. I think you may be able to help me decipher some tattoos.
Don't think so.
Suddenly, this feels like a really, really bad idea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this for now.
Actually, I think we should maybe even get going now.
Yeah, let's get going. With your vacuum.
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Okay. So it seems like I can try these two choices again. Empathy, what you see in his eyes, and conceptualization. Hit him with your best verse. Gonna make this a viewer choice as well, whether or not we're gonna trigger any of these choices. But yeah, we're gonna focus on 6, 7, and 8 here. So the 2 dice roll choices or just leaving.
Ease into it. Don't go too far. This seems like a personal matter.
Damn. It actually failed for once. And that's even with a very good chance here. I'm just gonna scream. My man, I wanna know about your soul.
Cool, cool. We all want to know each other's woes and all. But people, man, they have slippery souls.
Just like that, he slips out of your reach. It is possible the yelling didn't help.
Beatbox poetry. Yeah, let's try it.
Your best verse? You don't even have a bad verse in here. Just tumbleweed and liquor stains. Wait, no. What are you doing?
Legendary fell. She broke me. She fucking broke me.
That's brutal, man. But you know, time will...
No, stop. He's already mortified.
Ah, Jesus. No, Tommy, these are my rhymes. Listen. She fucked me till I bled.
That's,
In the name of God, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna continue. I'm just gonna go with it. I never be the same again. She always there. Fuck the case. Fuck everything. Total doom.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. These are your rhymes. They're from your life. Doesn't matter if they're robust, they're honest. So, thanks, man.
There's your beatbox poetry, Zomb. I hope you're happy.
Yes, and I also thank you for stopping. We have a murder investigation to return to. How about we do that?
Huh. Like my emotional poem, so I can actually try this empathy choice again.
In his eyes, an
Nice.
unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar? How?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
Where does it lead?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines. To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revachol, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches.
What's beyond the border?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
What's in the southwest?
Excuse me?
He emerges from a reverie. How I get longing. I felt something similar since I woke up.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora?
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
Man, that's pretty sad. I hope he gets to be reunited with his family soon enough. What's it like to miss someone?
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Cop Man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I miss someone, but I don't know who it is. I think this seems very accurate for a situation.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside.
You would have went for 4-1 Zomb. That's fair. Feeling hunted much? So listening to Half-Light there?
But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
Okay, that's all for now.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Not too sure if there's anything I want to talk with the cops about. No? Let's actually have a look at our quest log here. But can I still... I can still complete these, right? Even if they're from Monday? If they're just like a timed quest. It's nice that you have like a symbol for stuff that actually has like a time-based application. So this is something we have to remember for today, because after 9 PM we have to meet the smoke on the balcony again and visit his apartment. We also of course have to pay 20 real to the Whirling Inn before 9. Currently have like 11 or something. And yeah, we got a close waterlock on Wednesday, but we're good on that front for now. Okay, so we could go back to the corpse, I guess, and try to get the boots down. Oh, there's someone on the rooftop here that I haven't talked to yet. And I thought Kuno already stopped throwing rocks. Apparently not. He does stop when we're here now. Oh. Does he? No. Never mind. Or at least, yeah. If we get close enough and he stops. Interesting. And if we further go away, he continues. It's interesting because when we initially got here, he didn't do that. He kept on throwing rocks. And he didn't bother, we stood right in front of him. This at least tells us that he's like, maybe having a bit of respect for us now. Hey there, Oliver. Welcome in. Good morning to you. I hope you're having a good one so far. Some you for one like to waste NPC's time in this, so if it was you playing, you'd run around in circles, then talk to your character's partner and say you're following me. Yeah, so you follow up with just making an observation, either that or taking however long it would take to make guard realize he's the bartender. So very patient and stubborn then, in trying to annoy your NPC partner successfully. I like it. You also never know, you know, what kind of situation or dialogue you might end up with. If you're like really thorough like that. You were joking, it's almost 10 PM here. Yeah, I was about to say, like, are you currently in like Asia or Australia or something? Because then it might be close to morning at this point. But yeah, over here it's also definitely later in the evening, almost 9 PM.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin is marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. On his chest, a fading web of tattoos. The cargo belt used to hang him from the tree looks reinforced. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons.
Okay, so I already triggered all of his dialogue here. I just want to get to a point where I can
Fair weather.
knock off
T500 VE.
the boots.
That's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
You still don't get why God thinks he's management material. Pretty sad for him to have such high aspirations but always be the bartender. He's not the bartender. He should know better than that. Yeah, that would explain his demeanor maybe.
Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
So how to get it off then? I mean, I could try this again and punch harder.
Your fist connects to the boot with the same ding. The sound does not appear to get louder.
Did you hear that? A click?
Yes, like dice rolling.
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy horizontally, from plate to plate. When the plates connect, there's a click. That's the sound you heard. See these lines?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they like the scales of some ancient white monster.
Okay, nothing new here.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Okay, so I assume that we can't actually take off the boots if we don't take off a body first. Which I don't really get because it's definitely in our reach here. And we could just drag on it, but maybe we don't want to tamper too much with like the amount of impact it would take to take them off. And then, you know, creating stronger kind of like marks around his neck or something. Maybe that's why. But yeah, we have to get him down first, but that would mean siding with the Union and getting Mesh ahead to help us, which I don't really wanna. So we will have to find another way to get him down. Which means waiting further. Now in the greenhouse behind the welding and Rex, they told us about like an entrance. So I guess over to that side there? I wonder. But yeah, for now I think I'm just gonna stay here and I wanna go to the balcony. It occurs there's some new persons to talk to. Wasn't there like another way to get up there? Or what am I missing? And I thought there was like a way to get up on this side. Zombie literally never goes away from a station, tenderizing the bar, so he's the bartender. Yeah, I don't blame you.
The door is closed.
Definitely leaves that impression. Oh, I guess not. Welcome back, Aura. Had to see that first before you lurk. High precision. I hope you're having a nice day so far, Aura. Ooh, some nicely thinly sliced tomatoes. Perfect as like a topping. Like on a burger or something.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
I see a blue door and I want to paint it black.
Can I help you?
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again.
I'd like to hear more about cryptids. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that to Kim for now. Had to suffer enough of it already. You know what? I think I might actually finally talk to these guys here. It's a bowl with spit in it, reeking of tobacco.
This is where you say your bid.
The broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can.
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately. You should not indulge him.
Detective.
Lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you. Maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
But Kim, that's so interesting. Yeah. He's really into pseudoscience, as everyone knows. He loves it. We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
What an accent.
You're sure taking your time. waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
New soundbit. New NPC quote.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
Time to go work in the shit factory. That's the mood.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them. Questions? To hell with that. Get right up in the big dick's face. Physical confrontation.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna rather use my psyche here. I wanna make Kim proud if I can. Scan the room first and then we're gonna ask directly.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Shouts this scrawny red-faced man. 2 teeth missing in the front.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Says a 40-something man from a corner with a plectrum hanging from his neck.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
You know what this gang to do is the man must be either Mesk or Zarami Elysium.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
A perfect job working the shit factory. Isn't it? I would think so.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Got it.
Good. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard, on the crime scene. See if they fit this bunch.
The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Oliver, the salary better be good. Yeah, it's like you're shitting gold, pretty much. Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes. Why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Did you know?
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
But yeah, that's the thing, you know, it's probably not what killed him. It just displayed him there.
We did this together.
Oh, did they?
Until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Yeah, so stop bullshitting me then. Game over, we got the perpetrator. See, it could have been all so easy the whole time. Just wait until the second day, talk to these guys, and they're just gonna simply confess to the murder. Yeah, so he was already dead and they hanged him afterwards, maybe? Who knows? Or they're just like entirely fucking with us. So you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
So when did this hanging incident occur?
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus. It's like the worst lawyer job ever, having these guys as your clients. They would just say stuff like, yeah, we murdered him. They do seem to love fucking with people. They surely do, Aura. Could say it's like their main occupation.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mow it over.
This is where he tries to sow discord between you two, because he knows the company is responsible for bringing the mercenaries into town.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Yeah, I don't really care about the shots right now. I'm more interested in like how. Like the when and the how. That's more important right now. Especially if I have like limited questions. So how did you kill him then? Because if we find out the actual cause, then we can use it against them.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Right, that's why he had felt pleasure in the moment that he died, isn't it?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and many more of active service.
If I edit out the cop school, or the cop, and just say, didn't they teach you anything at school, idiot? That might make for a good insult. I mean, he could have anyway. Yeah?
Certainly enough to not put up with his back sass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
We need more. Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
So where did this overpowering happen?
Right fucking here. The fucker pranced in here like he owns the place. Got what was coming to him.
Titus lets the others clear out the details, so he doesn't get his hands muddy with explaining too much.
Wasn't he a trained killer from Orange Special Forces? If yes, then how did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
So since Shanky might be lying, or surely is lying, we could try to use composure here, which is very difficult, only 42% chance of succeeding. But we could try, or we can just focus on other questions, if I can ask more questions. Gonna make this a viewer choice as with any kind of like chance dice rolls. So yeah, let's decide whether we go for 3 or 4. The woman is like, oh my god, shut up, idiots. Yeah, being a lawyer to these guys wouldn't be an easy task, that's for sure.
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
All of them? Maybe one of them is fidgeting, cracking under the pressure.
Well, this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Fair enough.
Like what, Copper?
Okay, so apparently I can ask more questions. So why exactly did you kill him? Just because he came in and acted like he owned the place?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
And he stepped out of line.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all!
Right.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Right, but what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wipes spittle from his mouth.
There's slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
Yeah. Now it gets closer. I mean, if he got killed in like self-defense, for instance, right? Like imagine if he was out like harassing someone, you know. We know that in the moment he died, he felt pleasure, apparently, and, you know, could have been that kind. Maybe someone, you know, saw it happen and ended him then and there. But of course, that's just all speculation here, but if this is true, you know, it would definitely be a possible scenario. That would clear it up, Aura. Yeah. Way to make yourself unlikable very quickly.
Kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls, grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant's trying to make sense of this flood of information. Yeah, I was about to say, like, why has no one mentioned that yet? You know, like, Guard is working here. Did he ever say anything about this or these events? It were happening like right in front of him in his location. The question is why are we not talking about it? Like everyone who works here.
Yeah, this girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
He shakes his head in disbelief. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted, raped, you said?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
He repeats like a parrot. Right, but who did the rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
So you just murdered him like that? No remorse?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
I mean, this we don't really know, since we don't have any memory. We do know, however, that we were a pretty good cop, you know, like, we killed a very little amount of people in all of our years of investigating, which, according to Kim, is actually a feat, you know. But we only killed like 3 people or something in all of the years, considering the situations which the cops are usually put in. And that we actually had a very high, like, solving rate. Like, solving crime rate. But I still can't say anything about whether or not the people that actually died, you know, put us in a situation where they had to die. Just gonna be honest here. We've been drinking so much, we can't remember anyone sent behind bars. Doesn't matter if it raises their view on us, you know, lowers the kind of like opinion of ours. A proper crime series going on here, no kidding.
Doesn't remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand. So who called the shots that night?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A shadow of a smirk passes her lips as she tilts her head.
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
I mean, if we point to someone that he doesn't respect, then it might offend him and he's like more likely to give us information we want. I'm gonna point to someone who isn't even part of the Hardy Boys, apparently, just their lawyer. And given how she's like constantly belittling them and kind of like telling them, you know, what they should do, I think this might stir something up.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
Yeah, I think we figured that out, Shanky. I was just trying to strike a nerve. But I guess he was too stupid to realize that yourself, weren't you?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to arrest them. That's gonna be pretty much impossible here.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
So my task is to prove my authority to Titus. Well, I guess by arresting him or trying to arrest him, we could.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant closes his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility, we're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us, real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Oh, dude, I can't wait to actually smack his ass. And not in a fun matter. Boneheads? Yeah. That's pretty much all they have in their head. Not much more.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Jeez. They have a pretty high authority level and it's still only a 3% chance. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna tell him about Joyce and the friends that are coming. The authority choice is just something I have to do later. It's of course something I could try right now. I'm gonna leave it up to chat. You can vote whether or not I'm gonna try or just come back. It is a white check, so I can try this again at a later point. Okay, I'm gonna go. Alright then, I think we're done here for now. The book says you must attain a Franco-Nigerian heart body at the nearest gym. You see a sturdy woman humming to herself. She seems to be browsing books. A good one? Point of a book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
Wow, have a good day, I guess.
This was a tremendously useful interlude.
Right, Kim? Wasn't it? Welcome for wasting your time.
Hello again, sir.
Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
What is school anyway?
School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity.
Sarcasm level 100? Yeah. Kim is very good at very dry sarcasm.
The gale wind blows in from the coast, a wind of needles. It wraps itself around a building of brick and mortar. Somewhere, a clamor rings through the honeycomb of classrooms.
What is this feeling?
Remorse. The parquet of assembly halls, the rows of stall bars are growing cold. The corridors stand empty. A girl's voice somehow finds its way through this strange feeling. You haven't heard a word of what she's been saying these past few moments. You only hear.
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
And how's this business doing?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
She's looking for the right word. Bankrupt.
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
I'm gonna lean into my, inland empire kind of stud imagination. This sounds rather serious. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
Yeah, I've already been inside and I've read many of the books already. Oh, hello there. Schiller, dude, welcome in. And how's it going? Good evening. Ahoy there. Thank you so much for the raid, dude. And welcome into all of you raiders. How was your stream? You played some Euro Truck Simulator today, I think? It's attacking Schiller raid. Hey there, Arctic. Welcome in, dude. Oh yeah. Yeah, welcome into all of you. I hope everyone is having a nice evening so far. Should have a stream broke, so unexpected early raid. Sorry to hear, dude. That really sucks. When, you have like a sudden disconnect and you can't even properly say goodbye or anything. But I hope you had a good stream up until the point of stream breaking. Did you drive that route from like, what was it, Istanbul to like, what was the end location? Like further north? Hey Vamoose, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining in with the raid as well. Need to figure out something on OBS. Yeah, no worries, Shilla. If you need some time to address that. And if you have any questions about OBS, feel free to definitely share them. Who knows, maybe I know something about it. Definitely had my fair share of issues with OBS before. You played your truck, it's fun. You drove today from Serbia to Austria to Italy and now on your way to Toulouse. You were driving road from Istanbul yesterday? I gotcha. That sounds pretty cool. So going through like, you know, the Alps and stuff, I imagine. Makes me actually wonder how they represented that in-game. Or how much of the environments are kind of like recreated like that. Also, for anyone that didn't come in with a raid, if you haven't checked out Chilla's channel yet, then I would highly recommend doing so. He's of course playing some Euro Truck Simulator as he mentioned, but he's also a big fan of story-driven and narrative games like Assassin's Creed. He also played the Mafia games and is currently working his way through The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for his first time ever playing for the game. And yeah, is a super enjoyable streamer. Always a good time to hang out there. And yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy. So if you haven't followed yet, there's a link in chat. And yeah, to those of you new to the channel, we are currently doing a playthrough of Disco Elysium, which is like a narratively focused, more like book type of game. You know, it's like very dialogue heavy and very much like choose your own adventure book as a game, pretty much. And it's all about kind of like solving a murder, but also playing as a cop who's basically lost most of his memory. And yeah, we're currently on the second day of investigation here. And yeah, another thing we're doing is also viewer influence. So for very important and impactful choices, we actually have a Twitch integration going where you can leave a vote on certain dialogue choices, which does give it a bit of a unexpected kind of like, yeah, like aspect, I guess. You've played for The Witcher 3 this year? Very nice, Oliver. Same here. I did like my 4th playthrough of Witcher this year. Was it your first time, or have you played the game before? One of your favorite games ever. Mad that you didn't try it sooner. Also, was your first time then? That's awesome. Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, it's definitely a very special game to me. Whenever I play it, I feel very connected to kind of like the game world and what's happening. But one of my favorite aspects of that game is just how rich the side content is, you know? I mean, I also care about the main storyline quite a bit, but usually when I play Witcher, it's actually for these, you know, side stories and like Witcher contracts and playing Gwent and just like, you know, finding random stuff in the open world. Or having like entire, like really well crafted storylines that aren't even part of the main story. It just feels very alive in that way, you know, given how much there is you can do. And yeah, there's just always something to find and uncover in a way. You were never into open world games before, now you love them. That's nice. That you enjoy them more. Yeah, there's definitely some really great open world games out there. It's certainly also a very saturated kind of like genre, you know. And there's definitely a trend of like throwing lots of busy work into open worlds nowadays, kind of like pet for playtime. But I do like the core, you know, principle of like open world games, and they're definitely more my favorite genres. But I especially love when open world kind of like feels very immersive and kind of like, I mean, realistic is maybe not the right word, because in a fantasy setting, you know, you can also create a very good immersion. But just really feeling like you're part of the world in a way. That's what I like in open world games a lot. So what do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were asking about Dick Mullen.
Kim is so annoyed already. I love it. But Kim, the plasmic manifestations.
No such thing.
The lieutenant stands at his side, stern and serious.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
It was awesome joining you today. Gotta go to sleep now. No worries whatsoever, Oliver. I hope you have a good rest and a good night. Thank you so much for being here and for joining. And yeah, I hope you also have a great start into the day tomorrow. Thank you so much, Oliver. I definitely will. Yeah, I won't be going for that much longer today anymore. But definitely will have a good rest of my evening for sure. Yeah, just gonna take it easy and just relax for sure. Spend some time with the better half and the doggo later. On the couch probably. Be like a proper couch potato. But yeah, have a good one, Oliver. We'll see you next time. Enough about the curse for now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
And what if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
I mean, that sounds pretty darn boring to me. It's like, there can't be romance in working class society, right? Or like a romance story that doesn't, you know, end up in a happy ending. What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
Ah, yeah. So there has to be justification for a man to be poor? You know, there has to be a valid reason, otherwise not worth shit, apparently. But it's quite interesting, you know, learning about their way of thinking when it comes to certain media forms, because it gives you insight in how society is maybe thinking, you know, as well. By kind of like realizing what's accepted, for instance, you know, in like a certain medium. Because that's of course ever changing, you know, if you compare movies from the 50s with movies from today, you know, it would tell you quite a bit about the society of the time. Or we all just want to be taken care of each, a rich, handsome guy with a sad backstory. Exactly. That's how it goes.
Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about a book where the man and the lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
She looks at you with puzzlement.
You can take this. Blossom like a pain flower.
Yeah, and if it drags on for years and years with no resolution in sight.
The girl is at a loss for words.
Each of you filling with resentment and bitterness for having ruined each other's lives.
She shifts and sways on her feet, looking confused and uncomfortable.
Each of you tearing at the other's innards, leaving a gaping emptiness, a vacuum heart that still hurts ceaselessly.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how to help you.
We've been losing lots of morale today. Let's get some back. I got you, Aura. Yeah. I don't need help. I need to read a book that tells it how it is. Not this drivel.
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm still little. I can't...
It's time to leave it be. You're about to make a child cry. Are you proud of yourself?
Oh yeah, very much so. You know, of course I didn't wanna make her cry. Yeah, don't worry. Be happy.
Mm-hmm.
She nods enthusiastically, obviously relieved. That's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
You can stop calling me sir. I am but a working man.
No, sir, I can't. It would be too tiring to refrain from it. It's already tiring enough to remember to say it all the time. It's nice of you to say I could stop, though.
Okay, yeah, when the next person comes, you'd have to sir or ma'am them again.
Yes, sir.
She smiles apologetically. Okay, so we triggered all of the dialogue choices. Time to make a choice whether or not we will trigger the composure white check or just gonna leave. So this is going to be between choice 7 and 8. And the viewer choice starts now.
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Playson. Feel free to step in and browse our ware. I'm signaling.
A sudden gush of wind.
Oh no,
it's gonna trigger.
I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers.
That's the one.
You failed to deduce anything substantial.
I thought it was on the dice roll, but apparently not.
She waits intently.
Okay, we're just gonna try this another time.
It's okay, sir.
Why then? Worth a try, I guess.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Okay, let's pull up the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand is close around the pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
I mean, I'm sure Kim wouldn't care, because he doesn't believe in the psychological.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Ma'am, it's different. I'm a police officer. I need to get in there.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
Is it about the curse? That's why you're afraid?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees. I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
She's almost begging you. But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
You can't stop me.
No, please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Lies. Rip them open, we say. There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful.
I think Inland Empire is actually one of my favorite things in this game so far. The amount of imagination. Go through those curtains, mess with them. What are you hiding? I know, right? Not really making a case for yourself being unsuspicious.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
Okay, I'm gonna make this a viewer choice. Are we going to rip these ones apart, this time for real? Or are we gonna ignore the curtains for now? So between choice 3 and 4. Alright, we're gonna rip them apart. This time for real. You know what I'm picking? I was waiting there a little bit before I make my vote, so I saw that at least one, went to choice 3 here before I voted.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you, you're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
Well, too late now, isn't it? The ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. No sane person would ever put their head in such a machine. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Merely looking at that unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Right. I'm sure it does.
A A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Well, let's knock on the door first. Be polite. Imagine if someone knocked back from the other side. The ghosts. Exactly, Aura. We're gonna unleash them.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Maybe I should break it down, but not before I strategize.
That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed.
Okay, check your surroundings.
The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear.
And what above the door?
It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable. That's right.
Okay, check your posture.
Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram. The room, it's made of a solid block of wood.
Okay, we succeeded with the preparation phase.
Old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable.
Which means we can now try this white check of the pain threshold to try to break down the door with a 58% chance. But yeah, given it's a white check, I'm gonna make the severe choice, of course. So let's start it. So this one is gonna be between 3 and 4. Oof. That didn't work.
Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Please don't cry. This really wasn't the best idea, was it?
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
It did.
What is going on there? Are you really trying to break down the back door?
I'm just standing nearby and sweating. You need to see what's behind the door. Yeah, this point me too. I can't leave here not know.
I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets.
Well, I guess I have to try later. Does Kim have blood on his face? I don't think so. It might just be the art style or something, or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like a skin condition? Not too sure, actually.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Yeah, no, I'm not too interested in books or board games right now, so I think we're good here for now. Unless she has something more to say.
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool?
I thought it was obvious. I tried to smash through the door by using pure physical force.
You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books. Go to them.
Your daughter's the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course. Not gonna write out on the girl.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yeah?
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
Yeah, I'm not gonna change her mind by saying that we don't grade a human being. But just putting our view over how she might treat her daughter. And I want that girl to be treated well, so I'm just gonna give her a 10 out of 10. And I mean, she's done a really good job, you know, so not even lying or anything.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
You just got red all over. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, maybe there's something online we can find out about it. Let me see. So it could be, for example, a birthmark. So there's 3 possible scenarios, I guess, here. It could be a birthmark. It could be the art style. Or it could be related to an incident that apparently happened later in the game, but I didn't read up on War because it's spoiler territory. But I mean, if I try to look at the face model in the game, I don't really see that red on his face though. You know, like... I mean, of course, you can't really zoom in that well, but I don't see anything red on the side that we're currently seeing. I've actually wondered as well, like since we had that portrait appearing. I just always assumed it was just like the kind of like art style. Okay, let's change the subject.
Scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
I think we're good for now. I'm not interested in buying a book, and I'm also not interested in writing out the girl, because I think if she knew that the girl told us about it, and, you know, we went into the place and just disturbed the whole, like, you know, ghostly realm or whatever, you know, that she wouldn't take too kindly to it, so I'm just gonna say farewell here. We are definitely not alone, Vaora, you know, with having a theory about it. Quite a few people have been wondering about it too.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname.
Look closer first.
The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. just chips in the sandstone.
Kim, look, bullet holes.
Where?
Point of the chips in the wall. Someone has been shot. We're cops. We should solve it.
There? Those are old.
What do you mean old?
These bullets were fired during the revolution, over half a century ago. They do not warrant investigation.
So what can you tell me about the revolution?
Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Shall we go?
I like how I still got XP for that. But yeah, let's go and have a save here. Because this shall be where we'll call it today for Disco Elysium. But yeah, we made some pretty good progress actually for, you know, doing like a shorter session of a game. I think next time we might even get closer to evening time already. And then we only have to wait until 9 PM until we can have like the next major thing happening in the story, I guess, with the apartment. Well, not sure if it's gonna be something major, but at least it's like time sensitive. Which makes me believe that, you know, it's gonna become important. No worries, Aura. Thank you for being here and for joining. I really appreciate it. I'll probably be back on Wednesday for the regular daytime stream, actually. We'll be continuing with Valhalla. We did finish the East Anglia story arc yesterday, so we're gonna go and make our way to London on Wednesday. Gonna take care of some order members there. And yeah, then I reckon Disco Elysium gonna continue on Thursday again. For like a shorter stream again. But during the afternoon most likely. Oh. But yeah, that's the plan for the next couple of days. I would like to thank you all so much for coming by and for joining me for this stream. Thanks also again, Schiller, for the raid earlier. Really appreciate it. And for everyone who stuck around as well. Gonna have a look and see who's online. If we can maybe raid someone tonight. Okay, we're gonna go and raid out someone playing Baldur's Gate 3 today, which is the ginger bearded one. And he's doing a very unique special playthrough for Baldur's Gate 3, which is an honor run, which I believe is like a permadeath run on like the hardest difficulty or something. And given how large of a game Baldur's Gate 3 is, you can imagine how frustrating it would be to actually, you know, have to restart. He's actually currently on his attempt number 7. So hopefully it's a lucky number 7 there for him. It's gonna be the final attempt for his run. But yeah, we're gonna have a look over there, see how it's going for him. If you would like to join us for the raid, there are some raid emotes that you can copy and paste if you like. And I will catch you again in 2 days on Wednesday for some AC Valhalla with our no HUD and no fast travel playthrough. So until then, I hope you have a great start into a week further. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. No worries, Schiller. Thank you again for being here. And thanks again for the raid as well earlier. Have a good evening, and I will catch you probably tomorrow in Rod stream or something.